guys are here. I'm really excited for today. I don't know. I'm in a really good mood. Like I am super pumped to be on here today. I do want to remind everybody that during a featured show, I cannot interact with all of you one-on-one. If you hit that favorite, you can come back anytime I'm live and we can chat all you'd like. But while my guests are in the box, my attention is on them. We will respond to comments here and there, but not always. I can't always interact. So it's got to be, you got to come back. Oh my goodness. That wheel's going to give me a heart attack. Thank you very much. Okay, this is so we're going to do a Q&Q. I do a quote and a question in a little bit. I give it a couple minutes, and then I have Emoji J, who is my amazing admin. He hops in the box, does a little introduction, and then we get the ball rolling. But like I said, I like to give everybody a couple minutes to get here. I know me personally, I'm late for everything in my life. So I guess I just sort of go with, other people are going to be late too. I can literally leave so early and try to be somewhere on time, and I'm still one of those people that's late. I do want to point out that none of us are professionals. This is something that life has taught us, that we feel if we share it with you, it might help you get through something you're going through. Sometimes the topics hit and you can relate, and sometimes you cannot relate. It's an amazing show, and I personally learn everything from every single guest that I have on here. In the middle of the show, we're going to do a little self-care, self-love tips and questions, which I do weekly, and I adore that part of the show because I really feel like a lot of us don't do that self-love, self-care enough. So I'm here to help push that on you guys a little bit. All right, Jay, you ready? I'm going to do this. That's awesome. I know that I'm not supposed to interact with comments that aren't related to the show, but that's pretty freaking cool. For those of you who are going to be looking for somewhere to be around noon, I'm going to take I still have about 2 minutes before I do the Q&Q to remind everybody that Boss Branding right there, you see him with that pretty teal ring around his handsome face with his gorgeous blue eyes. You seeing him, guys? You seeing him? Make sure y'all hit him with a favorite. He's got a featured show at noon, and it's a good one because he has sometimes it's newer and sometimes it's more experienced streamers, but they give a lot of really good tips and advice. So if you're looking to grow on this app, you guys need to make sure you favorite Boss Branding, okay? He's on at noon today, so it's an hour when I'm done. All right, you can hang out with me for a little bit, and then you're gonna have to find somewhere for like maybe a half an hour, and then you can go hang out with Boss Bro, okay? Because I'll be in there lurking more than likely, all right? So anyways, all right, back to the show. Sorry, I had to shout you out, boss. We're gonna do the Q&Q. Now, this is different than the one I ended with like 2 weeks ago, because over the course of 2 weeks, again, I am a complete disaster. So Jay and I got together this morning and I picked one that I thought we could relate to, and that's just how it's gonna be, okay? So I swear I cannot keep my life in order. I just can't. I absolutely love that gift. Stop acknowledging the gifts. You're gonna get in trouble. Okay, so I imagined everything. I never thought it would happen. What's one thing you never expected to happen? Hi, Big Al. What's one thing you never expected to happen? I'm going to tell you right now, I never thought I'd own my own business. I never thought I'd sleep outside when it was 33 degrees. I never thought I'd find beauty in a thunderstorm when I'm stuck sleeping in nature. You never thought you would have a daughter? Oh, that's what I said, not your mama. I didn't even know your topic, but remember how I said in case I had to fill some time, and so I picked something that was related to my topic, right? Genuine boss, right? Yes, never. So boss had never thought I'd make genuine friendships on this app. Army says I never thought I'd join the military. Yes. You know, I know I would never join the military because if you know me even just a little bit, you know I don't take orders very well. So that would be a terrible thing for me. I'd have the strongest arms from the most push-ups ever, though. All right, so if you're just tuning in, guys, welcome to Lessons Learned. My name is Silly Lily, and you were in for a treat with two amazing guests today. But I imagined everything. I never thought it would happen. What's one thing you never expected to happen? Never thought you would have done a lot in your life, right? So real quick, remember, guys, none of us are professionals here today. We're simply here to share a lesson life has taught us in hopes that it might help someone else push through a hard day, because life's not easy, especially right now for a lot of people. And I feel like sometimes people feel like they're facing this world alone. Maybe they feel like nobody else has the same problems they have. And that's why I take this hour to make sure that people know that lives are not perfect. Lives get messy. They get hard. We have to go through things that make us so sad or angry. You know what I mean? But we have to remember, and here for those of you that are new, and I know if you have been around for a while, you are so sick of hearing this, but I'm going to tell y'all one more time. Okay. And then this isn't going to be the last time, but this is one more time right now. Okay. Each and every one of us that are in here watching my silly derriere today have survived 100% of the obstacles that life has thrown at us that were meant to destroy us, tear us apart, or whatever. So I need y'all to remember that you have all survived 100% of everything, and that everything does eventually become, let's say, tolerable. We handle it. We learn to cope, right? We have off days, though. You know, after a time, it doesn't mean that it's not hard. It doesn't mean that we don't still struggle with the loss of a loved one. You know what I mean? Like my papa's been gone for over 20 years, and I still cry sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay. That's the feeling that I want to have, and I have to normalize that it's okay to not always be okay. It is okay to not always be okay, but we must push through whatever it is, whatever the challenge may be that we face today, right? Or tomorrow or whenever. So that's kind of where today I think is going a little bit. I think with both guests, I think both of them have struggled to care for someone that was ill. And I think that being together, I don't know, and shows that go like this, that and this is my fault, not anybody else's, but it was like a last minute ordeal, and we had to grab two people. And of course, I know the one lady, she's been here before, she's amazing. So like, it's, you know, I think this is going to be great. I really do. So with no further blah, blah, blahs from me, which one of you ladies is going to hop in that box first? To the moon and beyond is in the box, so let's go. I'm going to hit that button. To the moon. Are you ready? I'm going to wait till you tell me you're ready. Guys, welcome to Lessons Learned. I'm Silly Lily, and we're about to welcome to the moon. Welcome to the moon, to the box. And we're going to discuss the lesson life has taught her. All right, here we go. Unfortunately, you guys, if you're not on the show today, I cannot let you in my box. Hi, gorgeous.
Hi.
So please me with the favorite. If you want to chat, you can come back when I have my date box up and we can get to know each other then. But right now, this lady is, well, that way, sorry. That lady is my priority. So how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm in a great mood today. I am.
You seem it. I love your vibe.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
cool.
It's not always so happy. Sometimes I'm sad. but
Same.
but it's, again, it's normalizing that it's, feelings, emotions, we all go crazy with them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys make sure you please hit her with the favorite. And let's go ahead, dive in. Tell these folks what it is we are going to be talking about today.
Okay, so a year ago, I found out that my mom has epileptic brain damage. She's had epilepsy since I was little. She has the grand mal seizures, the whole nine. And she just got diagnosed with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Sometimes she can't even talk or walk. I have a year left with her, so I guess what I'm saying is never take anything for granted, and that's what I've learned.
Yes. Don't take the
Call your
little things.
mamas. Always call your mamas, even though you don't want to, because you never know when it could be the last time you talk.
Yeah. It's 100% true. Um, Sometimes life throws crazy things at you, and it's not fair, right? It's just not fair.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're able to take something and to be able to look at the rest of your life with a different, through different eyes, right? You're able
Yeah.
to appreciate the small things. You're able to find comfort in just being with the people that you love, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
That's definitely true.
yeah, I feel like a lot of us take it for granted. We get so busy in our lives, and
Mm-hmm.
we tend to get tired, right? We don't want to go out on a Sunday. We want to sit here. But maybe
Yeah.
we should start going to see grandma on Sunday afternoons. You know what I mean? Even if it's just for a couple
Yeah.
of hours. I feel like this is to remind me that she's 93 and I do need to be over there more. I don't get to see her enough.
Right.
93. Can you imagine 93 years old?
My grandma's 91.
Oh God, aren't they just precious at that age though?
I love her.
My grandma is so sassy now.
Oh, so is mine. She's like, when are you coming over?
she so up until like a few years ago she was always kind of quiet and reserved, you know what I mean? And now
Yeah.
you'll walk in there and my daughter will do something, you'll hear grandma go, what are you doing, you little, shit? And I'm
Yep.
like, oh my God, grandma, what did you just say?
He's out
So
their mouth. Like at that age.
yeah, and she'll fight for dinner. She don't want to eat the vegetables and stuff all the time. She wants all of her meat and carbs and pastas. And I'm like, Grandma, you need your vegetables.
Right.
I love her though. So yeah, I thank you for that reminder because I've been so absorbed in my own stuff that I definitely need to get my butt over there. Um, what do you think are some of the things that prior to this maybe you had taken for granted, things that now you appreciate a little bit more?
Well, I think I took for granted going to see her. My mom was a teacher, so I never really thought that this would happen. My mom was a teacher, she had her bachelor's, like the whole she was a special ed teacher, and I just all we never thought in a million years that this would happen.
Right, right.
And I left out, she has a quarter of a brain that's functioning.
Oh, wow.
So she can't walk. Some days she can't talk. So I just don't want to take that for granted. And I have a little sister that's 17 months younger than me. So um, we just kind of lean on each other. She'll call me crying. I'll call her and tell her something funny, you know. I try and be the strong one.
Now remember, always trying to be the strong one is not a necessity. It's okay to
Yes.
break down with her too.
And it's not easy.
No, it's not. But remember, when she's breaking down, it's okay to break down with her because that's okay. Just remember that,
Hmm.
because I tend to try to be everybody's rock, and it wasn't until the one time I just couldn't hold it back anymore. And I am going to tell you from my experience, just letting it out with her was, it was hard. We went through a lot of really hard tears together, right? But like
Hmm.
afterwards, it was like a whole other level of comfort for the two of us. We both knew that we were having a hard time. We both knew that it wasn't, because when you're the rock, they don't necessarily always see that side. Like, why doesn't it bother them? Why are they so okay with this? And we're not. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So just from, again, I'm not a professional, okay? But from my personal experience, remember, it's okay for you to break down too. Even if you got to call me, you can do that.
Hmm.
I'll listen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. With the comments. Oh my
I
God.
know.
Thank you, Jay. RT. All right. So we're learning for the most part, you guys, that we don't want to take little things for granted, especially time with our loved ones, especially the elderly. Um, go watch that silly movie that she likes that you can't stand because it's in black and white still. You know what I mean? Play that old music
Hmm.
and dance with her in the living room. I don't know. My grandma's not too
Hmm.
much into the music part, but I hope my kids will play my songs and dance with me in the kitchen when I'm older, right? Like
I'm sure they will. You seem fun.
we try. My kids might not always say the same. You're the mean mom. We have to do chores. Ew, it's not fair. Is there anything else that you would like to add to the lessons learned?
Just that don't take anything for granted, and sometimes when your parents are slowly like, going downhill, have fun with it. Like color, um, laugh at the little things that they do that's funny. Like when she starts to forget and she talks about stuff that happened in like the 90s, like she'll be talking about me like I'm little, and I'm like, oh yeah, mom, and I'm like, that's kind of funny, and she's like, oh, I don't know why I said that.
That's probably, I would think that that's just like, the good memories coming up, like she's remembering the good stuff, the good times, the old times. I mean, they're all good times, but I don't know. That's awesome though. Like I like that bit of advice. Just roll with the punches. Just roll
Yeah,
with the
let's
punches.
just go and have fun with it. And if she's having a bad day, I tend to just like change the subject, and be like, oh yeah, well, your grandson got a 100 on his report card and stuff like that. Like, I try and just make it positive, even though I do listen to her at least 5 times a day on the phone. She'll call me at least every hour because she'll forget that she called me.
That's love though, man. Like I'm sure it gets
Yeah.
frustrating, like, hello, mom, but God, that's just the love right there. And I love that love. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Well, thank you. And I I do love her a lot. We had a rocky past for a while, but um, you know, you can't hold that against someone who's dying. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. My dad reached out to me and asked if he could see my daughter, and we have a lot of rough patches.
Mhm.
I wrote him back and I said, Dad, I said, you're more than welcome to see your granddaughter, but it'd be really nice if you asked to see me too.
Right.
like that. He goes, you know that I would love for you to come down here. You know what I mean? And I needed to hear him
Yeah.
say that because he's never asked for me to come. He only ever asked to see her. So finally I was like, Dad, can you just tell me you want to see me so I can come down? Like, stop being so darn stubborn, you know? So I'm going to go see
Yeah.
him soon. And I'm actually excited. So, all
So
right,
my
before I
mom,
go ahead.
my mom is a full assist, and we're trying to get her in a nursing home right now because she's a full assist, and well, she wouldn't be able to survive in my apartment, and my sister couldn't. So, you know, it's hard when you both have lives and you're trying to take care of your mom at the same time. But they just took her sitter away, so maybe she can get into the nursing home, and then later we could add the sitter to. It's New York stipulations are hard
Yeah.
when it comes to the nursing homes and what they can't have and what they can have, and but yeah, that's what I've
Crazy.
been dealing with for like a year.
Well, I'm definitely going to keep you and Mama in my prayers. So,
Thank you.
you guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Lessons Learned. This is To the Moon and Beyond. And we just got done talking about how you really need to appreciate the little things and how you really need to spend the time with your loved ones. It's so
Yes.
important. Don't take that stuff for granted, you guys. Love your family, love your friends. And you just appreciate the little things, period. Now, before I let you go to the moon and beyond, is there any events you're in, any other shows? When can we find you streaming? What's going on in your streams? Give us the details about you.
Well, almost every Wednesday, I'm in Artman's show at midnight Eastern. I don't expect everyone to come because it's late, and I hate that.
Where's Art Man? Go ahead and is he in here? Put your name
I
up there
don't
so
know. Norcal's in here though, and I think Norcal's kind of an admin or whatever. But
Norcal, I'm so glad you're back. I probably shouldn't be staring off of the conversation, but I'm so glad you're back. I need a DJ. Do you have any specific times that you stream?
9 p.m. Eastern to midnight.
Okay. All right, you guys, you heard it here. Make sure you favorite To the Moon and Beyond. It's one amazing soul right there. She told y'all, don't take the little things for granted and love your old ones because you just never know. So thank you so much for hopping on here. You can go if you would like, or you can stay in and answer questions from the Q and Q, but you don't have to.
I can answer questions. I don't care.
All right. That's your mama. You want to hop in and answer questions or listen to me ramble about the self-care, love, and questions and stuff like that? So if you've been around, you know that I'm letting you in, not your mama. Here you come. My first question for y'all is, what did you do for yourself?
I brushed my hair and had coffee.
Coffee. What about you?
I brushed my hair and I brushed my teeth.
Nice. Self-care, self-love. I got up and got myself all ready, and I had coffee and I did dishes and laundry so I don't have to do them tonight and I can stream with you guys. You guys, again, welcome to Lessons Learned. You just missed To the Moon and Beyond, who taught us to remember to appreciate the little things. And up next is Not Your Mama. But right now, I'm going to give you a couple of tips, or I'm going to ask a couple questions, then we'll give a couple tips on self-care, self-love. And my next question for you guys is, do the people around you energize you?
Absolutely.
No.
That's a hard question, right? Not your mom. Not, that question made me change a lot of how I approach things. That question made me start thinking, do I really care if you like me? Because do I even like you at this point?
That part.
Oh my God. Nope. Nope. Clean up, wash your clothes. There you go, Grandpa. Repeat that. Um, do the people around you energize you? So are you surrounding yourself with people who are positive and who push you up, you know? They don't try to like keep you here or pull you down. They're not negative. They're people that are they're genuinely want to see you do better, you know? I had a lot of negative people that surrounded me. And now I don't have a lot of people in my life at all, but the few people I have, you know, they'll put me in check when I need to be. It's not all sugar coated and positive stuff, but they push me to the direction and they make me look in different ways that I'm not looking to see things I haven't seen. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. All right, next question. What are you thankful for today?
To be alive.
Thankful for life,
I'm
gospel, Jesus, friends.
I'm thankful for my children. They drive me insane and make me want to check myself into a mental institution just to get a break sometimes, but I'm thankful for them.
That reminds me of the TikTok where she said the daughter's getting sassy, and the mom's like, "You really want to fight?" She's like, "You know what? They're gonna take me for 30 days. They're gonna take you for 30 days, and you might appreciate." She goes, "You know what? Square up." And I was laughing because you know, it's sometimes you're like, "All right, you want to fight? Fine. I need a break." Oh my God! All right, so self-care tip. How many of you guys reflect on your day? How many of you, I mean, it's one of the easiest forms of self-love, self-care if you're used to it. Um, you have to remember to congratulate yourself for what you've done well with your day. Because even though your day sometimes is filled with a lot of bad, you cannot say that everything that day was bad because you're breathing, you had a meal, your kids or whatever are healthy at this time. There's something positive. And when you focus, especially on bad days, the negativity breeds negativity. If you can focus on that one positive, you know, it generally tends to help bring more positive energy, you know. And I know that's probably one of the hardest things that I face was when I'm having a hard time. It's hard for me to be positive. I struggle. But then my daughter will say something silly and I'm like, okay, there it is. You know what I mean? And then it'll change you a little bit. But then sometimes you're in a mood and they're sassy and it goes all crazy. But you know, kids are kids. They're great. Let's see, what else do we got? That kind of goes along with the practicing self-talk, um, self-love talk. You know, don't say bad things about yourself. Every single one of us is our worst critic, and I think we need to remember that we're all beautiful in our own ways. And it's hard for me. They catch me a lot because sometimes I'll say something and they're like, "Man," I'm like, "I didn't mean it. I'm sorry." And they make me correct myself. They don't let me talk negative about myself, you know. And it's they're allowed to call me out because if I'm going to sit here and tell people that you should be positive, I should be too, right? And I hate when they call me out on it. I hate it so much. I'm like, dang it. And let's do one more. Get outside, get into the nature. Listen to the birds chirp, listen to the crickets, have a bonfire, go for a hike, go swimming. It is so important to be outside, to be under that sun for a little bit. Wear your sunscreen though, you know. Um, but it definitely be outside, enjoy nature. I feel like a lot of people are way too indoorsy these days. You know, they don't get outside
It's
enough.
depression.
Yeah.
That COVID
I don't think
depression.
it's just depression. I think we've become so addicted to technology and social media that nobody ever really wants to go outside anymore.
No. I had someone argue that with me. I was like, it's so much better to go outside. They're like, yeah, but I can see Hawaii from my phone. I can go visit here from my phone. I'm like, that's great, but you're missing out on the right here, the right now, the what's in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you go
Exactly.
take those pictures and those videos of what's around you and share it with the people, catch me outside, with those people. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to sit around on a rainy day and get lost in the, you know, the interweb world. But oh God, when were you here? Earlier this fall, my friend came to visit me, and we went to a park that I've been visiting since I was a kid, and I'm embarrassed to admit this. That's why I ugh this. But he's like, no, let's go on this one. I'm like, you can't go that way. And I've learned not to argue with Chad because I don't win ever. So Chad and I go on our little way, and he takes me in this whole other side of the park with this whole other entrance and this whole other view that I am 41 years old and I've never seen. You know what I mean? Because I just didn't go. I didn't try. I didn't explore. I didn't, you know? So for me, it's definitely getting out there and truly, oh my land dog, showing people, you know, showing yourself like being out in nature. But you guys, that being said, drink your water. If you don't know, you are to drink half of your body weight in fluid ounces of water a day. We are made of mostly water. Drink your water. Drink your water. Yep. I got my, back here. But yep, I got my water.
You got your
All right.
water, Mama?
So,
Nope.
nope. I want to thank you so much for being here, but I am going to go ahead and give this show to Nacho Mama. Make sure you guys favorite To the Moon and Beyond. And remember to appreciate the little things and love your elders more than you do now, because you're going to miss them soon. And if you just missed the Q and Q, I'm sorry, but drink water, be outside, love yourself, be kind to yourself and others. All right. So everyone say bye to the moon. Nacho Mama, how are you, beautiful? I need a drink of water.
I'm good.
Thank you for filling in last minute, of
You're
course.
welcome.
For those of you that do not know Nacho Mama, she is the secretary of Emoji J, who is my admin. So both of these folks are probably already sick of seeing and hearing all about me.
Never.
What I need you to do is hit her with the favorite. And if you are looking to be on any featured show, okay, we know some other admins for other shows if it's a show, one of theirs, but we have a lot of shows, music shows, game shows, talk shows like this. There's all kinds of shows that we can get you on. And you can hit up her or Emoji J, and they can get you lined up in the right direction. Okay, just be kind, give them a chance to respond on IG. I'm sure that their stuff is crazy with all the things that they do. So be patient with your response, with their responses. And Nacho Mama, thank you for being here again.
You're welcome. And before I start, just for the record, Artman probably will not be here because he's bringing my nieces home today.
That's okay. Okay. I'll have, make sure you favorite her. The Artman. So there's two Artman. I wish we could show. We'll get him favorited. We'll get him back on here another time too. He was on here 2 weeks ago, last week or 2 weeks ago, I think. But yeah, go ahead. Let us know what lesson life has taught you, darling.
Okay. All right, so backstory. I had a son. He was born like most children are. But I started noticing that things were different with him than they were with my first child. He wasn't developing and doing things that she was. So I had to fight with the doctors to get a diagnosis and find out what was going on, because they just kept brushing me off, saying all children develop differently. He was diagnosed at about 14 months old with cerebral palsy, microcephaly, and epilepsy. So raising him, I learned that I kind of learned because he didn't understand anything. So everything, all all I ever saw from him was pure joy, pure innocence, and pure happiness. So I learned to kind of see the world through his eyes and appreciate the little things more. Um, but then when he got older, he also taught me another lesson. Um, when he was 13 years old, he passed away from his disabilities. It was the hardest, still is the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my life, because the circle of life is you have children, your children get older, you get older, your children bury you eventually, but you never expect to bury a child. Um, and when you do lose a child, it literally, exactly, you're not meant to bury your children.
I'm
Um,
just thinking about it. I'm about to cry, and I didn't bring any
oh, don't
tissue.
cry. I'm
I'm
sorry.
emotional, man, when it
Um,
comes to the kids, you know? Like, this is, oof.
I'm emotional too. But as a mother, when you lose a child, you literally lose a piece of yourself. Um, and it can be hard to come back from that. And it was very, very hard for me. I still struggle to this day, but it taught me that I don't want to say you get over it, because it's something that you never get over. It's just something that you learn to live through. It gets easier as time goes on, and you learn to work through the loss and work through the pain, especially when you have other children. And that's why I say I'm thankful for my children, because if it wasn't for my other three children, when I lost my son, I probably wouldn't still be here. Um, I struggled a lot. Um, but it taught me that you don't realize how strong you are until you have to be strong,
Yeah.
until you're not given a choice. Um, it also taught me, don't take anything for granted, ever. Um, because I took for granted he was my child. I didn't think anything was going to happen. I thought I had more time. Um, and I kind of took that for granted. And now thank you guys. Um, now I kind of look back and I regret it, because there's more of, in my mind, I'm constantly thinking, well, what if I did this differently? What if I did that differently? I wish I had hugged him more. Um, I wish I had spent less time being worried about working and having my ex-husband or his nurse take care of him, and more time taking care of him myself, and um, just being there. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard.
I could not, I couldn't imagine. Like I said, just the thought of it makes me like,
I
um,
honestly wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
yeah,
Grief is a process, and I also learned that there's no right or wrong way to grieve. Nobody can tell you how you should grieve, because do you know how many people have told me it's been almost 7 years, you should get over it, or you should be over it by now? And it's like,
how do you get over that?
how do you get over it? You can't get over it. Um,
You-
exactly. Grief is like a tidal wave. There are good days. Some days I can think of him and I see him in nature a lot of times. Like, I feel when he's with me. Um, I like to look at it this way. Because he was restricted in life, when he was here, he couldn't do anything for himself. So I like to look at it as when he was alive, he was my caterpillar. When he died, now he's free to run around and play and do everything and experience everything in that he wasn't able to experience while he was alive. So he's my butterfly now. What's the word I'm looking for? He turned from my caterpillar into a butterfly. So every time, and it's really true, every time I see a butterfly, I think of him. And I've come to associate butterflies with him, mainly because there are times that I'll see a butterfly and the butterfly won't go away. It'll just fly around me. And I think I had one land on my hand one time. My youngest daughter's first birthday after he passed away, we were getting ready to go to the beach for the day. And there was this butterfly that just kept flying around her and wouldn't leave her alone. And she's like, Mom, she's sitting there. She's like, Mommy, it won't leave me alone. Make it go away. And I was like, Bubba, calm down. It's okay. It's your brother trying to play with you for your birthday. So it's just, I've learned to appreciate the little things, and just look for signs everywhere.
Yeah. I love the butterfly thing. I have lots of butterfly tattoos. I love.
So do I, actually. Butterflies are my favorite.
Yeah.
They've always been my favorite. So I think it's kind of, I don't want to say funny, but I think it's kind of fitting that to me now the butterfly represents my son.
Yeah. That's awesome though. I am so sorry for your loss first.
Thank
But
you.
there's there's a lot of powerful messages behind a not so fun situation there. Um, and again, it kind of just all falls in, you guys, to we really need to remember to appreciate the little things in life, push through the obstacles and just love the ones that are close. You have to spend time with them.
Enjoy, don't take advantage or don't take the smiles for granted. That is probably the one thing. My son had the biggest, best smile. So now I've kind of learned when my children are smiling, just take a minute, look at it, appreciate it,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
you never know when you're going to wish to be able to see that smile again.
To only be able to see it in pictures. God, that's like, oh, no. I'm not looking up to be rude. I'm looking up to hold the tears because I'm like, I don't have any tissues in sight.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I'm a very like, it hits me. You know what I mean? And everybody that, like I said, I learned something from everybody, and sometimes it hits a little harder because you realize maybe you are taking some things for granted, right? Like, I don't know about each one of y'all, but I know for a fact that there's a couple people I know I need to go make sure I see soon, right? Or spend more time with my kid, or you know what I mean? Like, I had to start making some of those changes. Would you every time I have a show, if you would like to speak, go ahead and get it over with. You have something to tell the fine folks? Give your dogs a treat, he said.
He
Okay?
wants to be part of the show. He said he has a lesson he wants to tell everybody.
He don't bark except during my featured shows anymore. I swear to God. Oh, live shows. They're great. So sorry, I don't mean to get off topic. Was there anything else that you wanted to add to it? If you are, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is Not Your Mama, and we're talking about appreciating the time you have with loved ones, especially your children. You never know when you might get your last hug or see your last smile. I know that sounds kind of really forward, but I don't know how else to put it to make sure that you guys
It's
understand.
especially with the way the world is now. It's I honestly can say when I had children, I never thought I'd be scared to send them to school. It, but you, unfortunately, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a scary world anymore, all of it, but at the end of the day, we can just keep doing our best. We can just keep, like I'm really, really big with making sure she understands the internet's a scary stinking place.
Hmm.
That's the biggest thing that I drill into her, that this internet is a scary, scary place if you don't know how to handle it. And I don't think a lot of parents do the full on advice like that.
No, they just give, I agree, they just give them the technology and don't warn
Hey, get
them.
out of my hair. Don't bother me. You know what I mean? Like one of those. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I like her to have the technology. I like my technology. But we have to remember that it's not real life. We still have to get out there and enjoy life and make the memories. Because you're not making any memories just staring at a tablet all day. When you're laying on your
This is
deathbed,
true.
that's not going to be something you're thinking of. You need to
You're
make the
not going
memories
to think of,
different.
you're not going to
Yep.
think of the games that you played. Go out, take a hike, go to the beach, sit by the water, go to the park, just get ice cream and sit outside on the grass and eat it.
Watch their favorite movie, even if it's the worst movie you've ever seen and then drives you absolutely nuts. Yep. Make some popcorn with it, right? Grab some snacks, have a movie night. She likes to get out and
Yeah,
hike. You know what I mean? Just make sure y'all are spending time with your kids. Show them with time that you care.
exactly.
I think that's
Always, and
time is the most precious thing you can give anyone.
the one thing that I can say I always do with my children and that I've taught them is you can never say I love you enough,
Yeah.
ever. It doesn't matter. My kids will just be sitting there on their computers and I'll walk by and just for no reason be like, I love you. And they'll look at me funny. They'll be like, what do you want, mom? What do you want me to do? Nothing. I can't just love you.
That's my the one thing my daughter's not allowed to do is go to bed without giving me a kiss and telling me she loves me. And she's not allowed to get out of the car or leave for school. I have to get the kisses and the I love yous. And she'll do it too. She'll randomly go, love you, mom, and go, love you too. You know what I mean? Like walk by your door, love you, and she'll be like, love you.
Yep.
Yeah. It's for no, I don't know.
I
Let's see.
Before I moved, I actually had over my bed one of those decals that you can put up on the walls, and it said, always kiss me goodnight. And don't
Yep,
go to
I
bed
like
angry.
that.
Don't ever go to bed angry.
That one's a hard one for me because sometimes I go to bed angry, but I still hug, kiss, and whatever. I don't just man and storm off and don't talk to you the rest of the night. I still make sure that even though I'm upset, I love you. Like that's to me is the most important part. I need tonight to work through this, but I love you. We'll figure this out in the morning. You know what I mean? And
Loaded.
so for me, it's
Um,
yeah. But
Me and my
is there
kids,
anything else that
we
you?
do.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was reading Lotus's comment. She says that they say that I love you more. And that's what I do. I'll tell my kids I love you. They'll say I love you more. And I'll say I love you most. And we just go back and forth until we
That's what
finally
I
give
do
up.
with my
Us-
grandma when I was younger.
Usually
That's
it'll
what
be
my
like,
grandma does.
I love you to infinity and the moon and back. And
And
you can't go
beyond
higher
plus
than infinity.
one, and
So
then
I
plus
win.
infinity, and plus yeah, we do
Yes.
that too.
Yes.
I love that. Oh, see that little thing that you did, that didn't cost my grandma nothing. And thinking about that right now gives me the biggest stinking smile. Y'all, time, silly little things, do them. Do them. Leave sticky notes on the mirror if they had a bad night. You know, especially teenagers, they're going through so much crap. And if you know they had a bad day, leave a sticky note when they wake up on the mirror that says, it's a new day, fresh start, you got this, love you. Oh no, where'd she go? That rhymed and not on purpose. You know, just remind your children that they too have survived 100% of the obstacles life has thrown at them. You know what I mean? Every one of us has pushed through all of the difficult things life has tossed our way. And you want to know what else is crazy? You want to make a bet? I bet you're tougher than you think. I bet that you can do things you never imagined. I never thought that I would enjoy being outside in a tent in a thunderstorm or sleeping outside in a tent when it was 33 degrees. But you want to know what? That was the best weekend of my life. And not because the weather sucked, because that was terrible. Mother Nature was not kind to us. But it taught me, I don't like thunderstorms. For those of you that don't know me, they scare the living holy heck out of me. HE double hockey sticks, no thank you. I'm out of here. I don't like them. And I spent the night in a tent in the middle of the forest in a thunderstorm. And I slept a little bit. I survived. Wasn't my favorite, but I survived, right? I don't even go outside when it's 33 degrees, let alone sleep outside in a tent in a mummy bag. But I did it, right? I did it. And I didn't freeze. It was actually surprisingly warm in that sleeping bag. Just don't stick your head out and don't you dare open it. You're done until your breath warms that bag back up. It gets good. You know, but it gave me this whole new sense of it was pride. I'm proud. I did something I never thought I would do. I put myself intentionally in a situation that I was forced to push myself. And I did it. I did it. I could have even left the second night when it got to 33 degrees. I literally could have just left. We were an hour away from the car. But my brain was like, no, you need to be here. You need to do this. You need to see this. This is an experience that you have to go through. Otherwise, you wouldn't have planned this weekend for this. And if you survive the thunderstorm, how can you not survive it being cold? And I made myself be okay with it. I for the 10-day forecast, right? 10 days before all this, I was mentally preparing myself to freeze to death. But you're okay, Nacho Mama. You're okay. If you want to hop in and give us a quick run through of any events that you have coming up, and when we can find you streaming, that would be great. But I know you guys, if you're looking to be in a tie-dye auction, April 30th, at the end of this month, I am hosting a tie-dye auction. I have a few spots left. If you would like to be in, send me a message on Instagram, which you can find at the bottom of my page, along with my Snapchat. All right, so Nacho Mama, tell us, do you have any other events coming up? When can we find you live? Give us some details.
I'm live usually Monday through Friday, like 9 until 5:30ish. Sometimes on the weekends, I will feel a little froggy and stream. As for events, I'm not sure, because somebody likes to tell me about my events, or about events he would like me to be in last minute. Not mentioning any names. Jay.
April 30th is a tie-dye auction. In case he forgot. Jay.
And I, again, like you said, somehow got roped into being Emoji J's secretary. So now I'm a little bit busier than usual. And if he doesn't get his Instagram fixed soon,
Oh, you're gonna get it. I mean, to be fair, this isn't his fault. This one's my fault. So don't blame Jay for this one. This is all me.
Oh, and by the way, for anybody that doesn't know, Artman is my brother.
Yes.
I am currently the reigning champion of champions on his show.
Well, I might have to stay up late one of these nights. So I come try to kick your butt. I don't know.
Oh,
exactly
I
what we
love
do.
the challenge.
I'm not very smart, so you'll probably win.
Let me tell you, I'm not either. I win by guessing.
Well, I hope my guessing game is better than your guessing game. Hello? We going down. Actually,
and it's hard for me
Armia,
to stay
this
up that
week
late
she's
too.
on spring break. Do you need someone this week? If you need someone this week, let me know. I can
Jay
do
said
it.
one more.
Hit me up on AG. Ooh, 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 ooh.
that's
Yeah,
so
right. Ooh, y'all make sure you favorite Artman because it looks like I'm gonna be on his show. Ooh. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so tired. I'm gonna be like, it's midnight.
That's how I feel every time. And he asked me
Oh,
every
I'm
week,
going
did you?
against Lotus. Ooh, you going down.
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I'm gonna have to make sure I set an alarm and take a nap and stay up so I can be there to see it.
I'll chug an energy drink around 6 p.m. That'll keep me up till 2 at least. All right.
Usually you
Dr.
have
Mama, thank you so much for being in here. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you guys hit that favorite button. And again, thank you so very, very, very much for being here today. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, you guys. So I told you today's show was going to be good. She even made me cry. That's how you know it's good. That's, you know, when you can't hold back the tears, you know that you've really learned something. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm feeling like a really crappy human because I don't spend enough time with my grandma. She is 93 years old, so I can't wait to spend time with her this weekend. Noon, Boss Bros show. Vibe has a show Thursdays at 4, Diamondaire. I can't, my brain, it's fried. Let's see. Fridays was Boss Bros. Let's see. Saturdays, Smurfies at 4, and Triple L has a show at 7. Sundays, Good Listeners shows at 6. Who else do I finger? You got Scantrons Thursdays at 9. The Diamondaire, that's okay. Any of you have a featured show that you enjoy, blast it in the comments right now. Get them out there. We'll hit them with the favorite. We can make sure we're checking out the shows. I know it shows up in the feature box, but sometimes I miss that. So spam your favorite shows. Let me know. If y'all like DJs, make sure you favorite DJ NorCal. And again, NorCal, I do need a DJ next weekend. If you're free, let me know. I will do it Friday or Saturday, depending on if you're free. Before I go, and before my time is up, we do not answer this. We do not answer this. Okay. Well, shout it out, Gospel. When is it? Thank you guys for all the favorites. Thank you for all of the gifts. Holy crud, 18.5. Who took it? Because I didn't even notice. Army. Okay. Oh my God. Thank you, Army. Acting Out with Role Model Fresh is Thursdays at 10 p.m. That's a funny show, y'all. But I'm usually not always up. Sunny is awesome. She hosts a lot of shows and a lot of auctions. What a name. Dear Lord. Okay, do not answer this. We will begin next week with this. It says, future, that period of time in which our affairs prosper, our friendships are true, and our happiness is assured. Would you rather have wealth, friendship, or happiness? Screenshot it. Think about it. Okay. Screenshot it and think about it. Don't answer this now. I know my answer. It was pretty easy for me, but I'm not going to tell you until next week. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much to both of my guests. Make sure you hit Emoji J with the favorite, best admin here on the app. Moody Andrew's a good one too. He's another admin for shows, but Jay's the best because he's mine and I said so. Sorry, Andrew. I still love you. But y'all, today was great. It's after 11, right? We're no longer featured. Let's check. You guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming to Lessons Learned. Today's show was absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm definitely number one on that, but we're no longer featured. So let me change my picture really quick, you guys. Okay. Let me change it. Hold on one second, please. Let's go ahead. We'll stick with Vivian. I still like that one best. I have to get another wig soon. Yeah, that was it. But it's 11 now, and I'm featured from 10 to 11. But I'm gonna stay on for a few minutes, and hang out. Actually, let me log in. Are you sad today, Meat? Are you sad? All right, NorCal for sure. Oh man, I'm so glad you're back. I'm gonna try to get you and DJ Ruckus again. It's my 2-year stream anniversary. So it was April 2nd was my 2-year stream anniversary. I gotta change my name. But I was backpacking. That new box has a bonus. What do you mean? Thank you. Thank you. On the question mark gift? Yeah, Jay.